Hey guys, it's Amy here from RBT South Melbourne. I've just decided to go over a bit of basic meal prep, especially our new members who are a little bit unaware of how to actually break down the macros and what to do. Obviously, we always recommend MyFitnessPal because that can track exactly how many macros we're consuming. We've decided to use an example of a 70 kilo female. So we've worked it out that she needs to be eating around 139 grams of protein, 60 grams of fat and 145 grams of carbs. So I've broken it down into 4 meals because I think most of us usually do eat 4 meals at least. Obviously you can break it down to more or less, but definitely speak to your coach about what sort of is going to be working best for you. So we've worked out that she wants to be eating around about 125 grams of red meat at breakfast, 2 handfuls of green veg, which I'll explain in just a tick, and then a tablespoon of fat. Her second meal would be 150 grams of chicken breast, again the 2 handfuls of green veg and another tablespoon of fat, 150 grams of turkey for a third meal, 2 handfuls of green veg. This time we're adding in 1 cup of rice, but she also wants to have a tablespoon of fat. And then finally for dinners, I like to mix it up personally. Again, it's personal preference, but some days I'll have either 150 grams of fish or kangaroo. And then again with your 2 handfuls of green, 1 cup of rice, and then a tablespoon of fat. So with our green veg, what I like to go is anything green really is suitable. Broccoli, spinach, asparagus, zucchini, broccolini, even cauliflower fits under those, kale. Again, I've probably missed out a few, so if you're unsure of some, just speak to your coach as well. With our tablespoon of fat, now this can be essentially if we are cooking in fat. Obviously, some things will, like for example, our red meat, you might be cooking that in a pan and might add a tablespoon of coconut oil, for instance. If you're cooking your chicken breast, say just in the oven, you might not add any oil to that, so you might want to add some avocado, or you might want to have some nuts or some sort of fat to that meal. Same with, depending on that next two, what you're currently cooking your foods with. Now, for instance, we've got to remember with our meats, some are very high in fat. So if you're eating a lot of red meat, you won't need to add much fat to your diet. But if you eat a lot of chicken breast, which is very low in fat, you need to be eating avocado, nuts, cooking in coconut oil. Nut butter is another good one, a tablespoon of nut butter if you're struggling to meet your fat requirements. Or even some coconut yogurt is a really good one that's high in fat. Again, that's got some carb content into that, so just make sure you're varying that into your diet. But this is roughly what would equal to about 139 grams of protein, 60 grams of fat, 145 grams of carbs. Now I'm just going to basically take you through a shopping list, so what you would need to do for shopping as well. So this is just a basic shopping list. Now whenever you're going shopping, you need to think about how many days you are actually shopping for. For instance, for this one I picked 4 days. It's pretty easy to pick 4. So I usually probably go every 4th day anyway, so this would be something that I would grab personally. I'm pretty lazy with cooking, so I go for the most convenient things. So with I buy a pack of 4 lean beef burgers. You can get these from Coles or Woolies or your markets or whatnot. I'd also buy, which means I'll have a patty for each day in the morning. So that would be my red meat in the morning. I'd go 600 grams of chicken breast, and then that equals out to be 150 grams per meal for the next 4 days. Same with your turkey mince. I try and get about 600 grams. And then I'd buy about 300 grams of my fish, whether it be salmon or whitefish or whatnot, and then 300 grams of chicken, so I can mix up my dinners a little bit. With your fats, I'd buy probably 2 small avocados, especially on the days where you're eating leaner meats like your kangaroo. You're going to need to add some fats into your diet. If you don't already have it at home, coconut oil, coconut yogurt. I always keep nut butter in the space just in case I need to hit my fats as well, so it's always good to have that handy. For veggies, I'd buy around about 4 broccolis, 4 asparagus, 2 cauliflowers, 4 zucchinis, a packet of spinach, and that's going to be enough veggies for the 4 days. Obviously, if you want more, definitely grab more. With your carbs, around about minimum 50 grams should come from veggies. The rest of us will come from our other carbs, like our starches, our rices and our sweet potatoes. So for instance, I'd say buy about 500 grams of white rice, or you can buy 500 grams of sweet potato. Now with these, if your white rice is always measured cooked, so if you have leftover, just save it for the next meal or just throw it out. Otherwise, if you buy an extra of these, they're going to last longer than your other perishables, so don't stress if you buy extra. And then others, obviously with my turkey mince and things like that, and my chicken breast, I always want to spice it, otherwise it's a bit boring. So Moroccan spice is one of my favourites, but they've got anything in the spice section is awesome. Celtic sea salt is really great to add to your food as well, and pepper. Now I buy the takeaway containers from Coles because I find that once I've cooked up my 600 grams of chicken, I can evenly put them out into my 4 meals. Once I've done my 600 grams of turkey mince, I can roughly evenly put it out into 4 meals. Obviously if you've got Tupperware handy, that's fine, but it's good to have the same size containers so you don't have to continually weigh what you're sort of eating. That's about all. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me or any of the trainers. Thanks guys.